Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last video. In this video, I gotta get to work on this car. In this box I have in front of me, I do have the parts that we are gonna be upgrading. So let me show you guys what's in the box. And we're gonna get into the car, get underneath it, and show you guys why I wanna upgrade this part. I decided that I wanted to change the carrier bearings. Now in this box we have some eBay, some no-name carrier bearings. Quick, there's some billet ones. These are from a for a Polaris RZR. They have a 30mm inside diameter of the bearing, which is apparently the same size as the stock carrier bearings on the viscous coupler for the Freelander. And these are billet, and these are going to be really sweet. These are nice and sturdy, so we're going to upgrade the carrier bearings so you have a more solid ride. For now, I'm going to go ahead and organize the garage a little bit. We're going to get the car dragged up off the ground, get underneath it, and I will show you guys why we're upgrading what we want to upgrade. Now that we cleared the area with all the crap that was there and all the stuff on my table, kind of get to work. Let me get this battery real quick on my light. So I'm going to show you guys under the car real quick. It was somewhat rushed when you got the drive shaft of the car, so it doesn't look the prettiest, and that's exactly why we're going to be upgrading the carriers. Let's check it out. So you can see the brackets are basically rib nutted onto the car, and the carrier bearings are the original ones, and I don't like the way they look. I don't like the fact that it's bolted. All this bolt-on type deal, all that's going to go away, and it's going to be some nice welded custom brackets up here along with the Polaris bearings. I want to measure this distance right here to right there, just so we can get an idea if I need to run any spacers with the Polaris brackets or with the Polaris carrier bearings. And obviously same with the rear one. With that said, let me just get to work. We'll get the viscous coupler out, and I will catch you guys as soon as I have the viscous coupler on my table. So I don't know if the problem got worse over time. Maybe it's from doing donuts and launching the hell out of it a bunch of times, but check this out. It moves quite a bit. And the rear one does the same exact thing. Really hard to line a drive shaft up when you're on the ground. That's why it's going to my fabricator. He obviously has a lift and a full shop. See, look at that. I think these are tired. I think they've seen better days. So we're gonna go with the solid billet ones. Apparently they do make a little bit of noise. They're not as smooth, but I don't care. This car's not my daily. All right, guys. What an absolute fucking nightmare to pull the carrier bearing off of one side. I still got the other side to do. I had to basically slice the living shit out of the carrier bearing to get it off. So first piece we got off was the actual bracket that holds the carrier bearing onto the car. Next, we slice through, looks like a trailing arm, kind of like a trailing arm sleeve. So there's metal on one side, rubber on the other. I don't even know, rubber. And basically just slice the bearing apart till I got the whole thing off. Good news, these fit on the shaft on the viscous. Just gotta get a couple things before I throw these on the viscous coupler. These are from a Polaris RZR, by the way. 30mm inside diameter billet aluminum, nice and solid. And all you gotta do obviously is get yourself an 1/16" or 27mm socket, hammer the bearing on. Seen it done a few times, so it doesn't seem to really damage anything. I do need to get some bearing retaining compound before I before I hammer that bearing on. Clean this edge up on the viscous. So I went ahead and marked the drive shaft and then try to line it up the best of my ability. When I get it back on the car, I also put some marks with viscous. Got a nice yellow mark right there, and I think I put one on the shaft. Yep, one right there. Just gonna be aware not to scuff those up too much so I can put everything back where it goes. And we went ahead and marked this front shaft. I got a brand new one sitting right there to package, but I don't really want to put it on until I have money to get it balanced, just in case I'm gonna have to get it balanced. So with that said, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Tomorrow I will, or next day, whenever I can get some bearing retaining compound, get a couple answers regarding this washer. With that said, we will continue this video. It's gonna be all in one video, so I will pick the camera back up when I can. All right, so it's now the next day. I'm out in my garage and I got the viscous coupler sitting right here. This is a Freeliner viscous coupler. I went in and cleaned it up, and I picked up some compounds so I can put the bearings on and basically just hammer on. I'll show you guys real quick. So you can see I went ahead and we cleaned that just with like the wire wheel for my drill. Got all the crap out of there. This is stuff I was talking about. So you put this on the shaft and you hammer the bearing on. This is just by Vibratite. I got this at Granger, which is like an industrial warehouse / construction supply store. That's kind of pricey, but this green stuff is really good from what I'm hearing. And this is basically a Loctite for it's like Loctite for your bearings. So when I go to hammer this bearing on, it's gonna cure and it's gonna stay nice and tight. So, and that grease ring is gonna be facing the front of the car. Yeah, this longer part is the back of the viscous. This is the front. So the back, obviously you have to have this big open side facing the back. That way your shaft can go inside deep side of this carrier housing, or the housing for the bearing. That's exactly how the OEM one is. If you look at that, the shallow side is on the inside, and which would be just the shallow side. The deep side faces the drive shaft. So there you have it. We have our bearing on. We have the grease ring facing where the shaft is going to go into. Now you have your room right here. So it does look like it's kind of, I don't know how much the threads are or how much of the splines are in there. It kind of looks like it's pretty even, kind of like a factory ones. But here's that grease ring right here. That grease ring needs to line up with, I don't know if you can see the opening right there. Right there. On both sides, kind of line them up better than that. But this stuff does take 24 hours to dry, the green stuff that we put on. And all I did was I took a 1.16" socket, fits perfect over that, and just hit it with the hammer a few times, and it will sit all the way down like that. Also, this kit, I will leave a link in the description below. It does come with this, it's called a chamfer ring, I think. Obviously, that's not gonna work, so basically just throw that in the garbage. We do not need that, or at least I hope we don't. We'll find out the hard way, I guess. Because if you think about it, this is just another 1/2 inch of space that is going to be taken up on the shaft, and you will not be able to get your drive shaft part on here, at least all the way, and it's going to throw off my measurements. It's going to throw off like how it sits in the car and all that, so I'd rather not do that, obviously. The groove or the cutout is lined up with the bearing and the lower cap of the housing. It's kind of like assembling a motor, essentially. Make sure you guys are torquing these at 20 foot-pounds. Use blue Loctite. Line up your caps with the grease ring on the bearing, and you guys will be set up for success. So check this out. I put the tape in there. It's about 7/8 of an inch-ish to the sleeve of the bearing and to the outside of this case. If you go to the OEM one, stock Freelander, 7/8 of an inch to the edge of the bearing. So it's pretty amazing how this fits. I did put the drive shaft in here. It looks like the drive shaft kind of sort of seems like it's not going in all the way, but I'm not sure if it was like that. This side, the drive shaft, this end of this coupler shaft sits flush with the end of the shaft when you put it in. It's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, hopefully you don't have an issue with that, but if you do, I am hoping the slip joint on that will give me just enough room to fit the drive shaft back on the car. Hopefully you don't have that problem though. So the drive shaft is coming together pretty well. Then we have to put the bolts in before we actually put the drive shaft because it'll fit over the bolt and it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it through the joint. And we're going to end up putting these, well, not replacing them, but putting these back. These are just a factory, looks like a shim, some kind of U-shaped shim. According to the prints on this, looks like this side with the nub, with the little nub facing up, goes towards the drive shaft, and this side with the clean circle, so kind of goes something like that. Nub side in, or I'm sorry, in, yeah, nub side in. So I'll go towards the viscous. My bad, not the shaft. So this should, I got my marks. Got a mark on here. Got a mark on here. They're just, hopefully, drive shaft is still in balance. That looks off. You guys get the idea. Get the bolts on before you put the drive shaft on. A little bit of blue Loctite, since this does not fit exactly factory, but you do not have to tighten these a whole lot. Just kind of put a little bit, snug them, and don't forget these. So when I say this, these bearings are thicker, and how they're going to make the drive shaft just a little longer, probably like, hopefully no more than a 1/4 inch or so longer. You can kind of see in here the splines on the viscous. You can get a good view right there. Do not go flush with, I guess what you would call this a yoke. It does not go, it's not flush anymore. So, because the bearing inside ring is, it's a little thicker than the factory. So I'm hoping this doesn't cause any fitment problems, because it fit pretty damn good. Hopefully that slip has more play and we're able to actually get it onto the car. So I might test fit it before I take it to my fabricator. So it looks like the drive shaft fits. Only issue, one thing I'm really concerned about is the slip yoke. It no longer has as much room because, like I showed you guys, the drive shaft is probably about a 1/4 inch longer. So I got rid of some of the throw in the slip, but we'll find out. Looks like it's at a really extreme angle up, at least on this front shaft. Back one might be a little more level. The back one also is not tightened completely. All right, so it looks like it is actually, it's pushed all the way into the diff. This is so close, guys. I'm sorry. I need a lift. This is getting ridiculous. You got the light right in the freaking lens, but worst angle ever. But here you go. So what we're going to be doing is mounting those billet bearings right there.
Spacey with the yoke is like this, so it goes. Yeah, that's tight on one side, and it's just
It happened to the rear too. My first time getting the
It was only on B series. The K series don't have that problem.
bearings look good.
I actually sanded mine
Fit
out
nice.
to make it fit better for the B series because it was like getting jammed on there.
You don't mind me filming, right, Tim?
Me?
You don't mind me filming, do you?
No.
All right.
You just gotta get my good side.
Right here? Yeah, I still need to shorten that the front shaft though, for sure, because that is pretty jammed in there. Oh, there's plenty of room that way,
Yeah.
but not that way. So, damn, shitty. I knew that would happen with those bearings. Listen, yeah.
So, ball head in.
Normal.
Such a subtle shake too, or like from out here it looks like it. In there it looks like it's like about to fall apart, Jason.
What?
Feels like it's gonna fall apart from in there.
When I'm driving it?
Yeah.
Oh, it shakes on motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking tight. I'll have to pull them back off.
Maybe put that e-brake up, huh?
Try star power.
I was gonna say that might help it.
E-brake?
It's on.
Off.
Off.
Loose. On. But I'm walking it on. Off.
Popped up. Your white band, why your white band not work?
It's on a switch.
Oh,
Yeah. So they kept burning it out because the damn up pipe.
yeah.
It like mounts it upside down almost. Yeah.
On.
So I never really use the wideband a whole lot. I mean, I don't have time to look at it at 120 miles an hour, 130. But
I want you to be like looking at it when you're sideways.
actually, it gets sideways. Oh yeah. That fucking shakes so bad. We're about 35 miles an hour, maybe not even that, about 30. Yeah, you can hear it. It's rough. Mr. Kevin, your box finally got here. If you guys don't know, this is from Kevin. He's been a long-time subscriber, one of my first like 5 subscribers. He's actually the one that sent the trailing arms that are on the rear of the car right now, the all-wheel drive ones. We're gonna get into that in a second. Let me explain to you guys where my drive shaft went. So we went in and pulled the drive shaft. It's been a few days since I brought the car home from my tuner / fabricator. It's Rich 2 Motorsports in Lakewood, Washington, in case you guys are wondering. If you, go ahead and hit him up for tuning and building car, pretty much everything on a Honda, just right there in Lakewood. So anyway, remove the drive shaft because in the video I had mentioned it shakes really bad. And what's going on is the drive shaft is a little longer because, like I said, those bearings are a little thicker. It made my drive shaft a little longer, and it jammed the drive shaft into the T-case, and it was binding up really bad, causing a really bad vibration. And I put a new slip joint on it, so that's not going to help the whole balance issue. Anyway, I took the drive shaft off. I made a couple of measurements and found out that I need to shorten it by 7/8 of an inch. So just today, after work, I went ahead and dropped the drive shaft up to, or dropped it off at Drivelines Northwest. It's going to be about a couple weeks. I'm hoping that they're able to balance it. The guy was saying that the flange on the rear drive shaft, he needs to look to see if he has a way to balance that because of the bolt pattern. I'm hoping they do. That would really suck because I don't know what I'm going to do. I just want to have an all-wheel drive Civic till I find something that can balance it. Boom. All right, let's see what Kevin sent this time around. Really appreciate it, dude. Whatever it is, I'm grateful. It could literally be anything at this point. Let's see what's in this little box. All right. Kevin, dude. He sent K coil packs. Sends those OEM ones. Perfect. It's going to be perfect for this car. As you guys know, we pretty much maxed out the distributor on this thing. So our next stage is these coil packs, dude. Hell yeah. Just clean them up a little bit. No big deal. And typical Kevin fashion, he sent me even the hardware, dude. The details. Really appreciate it, dude. It's going to save me quite a bit of money for when I go coil on plug, because that is really needed to make the 700 horsepower. I'm thinking about just doing like 650 just to keep the car alive longer, because I do a stock transfer case. But Kevin, shout out to you, buddy, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin never disappoints. If he sends you something, it's something serious. Anyway, with that said, guys, thank you for tuning in this video. As soon as I get the drive shaft back, we'll pick up where we left off. Have a good one.